Alrighty, so after the bombshell that was Kaya's lore, we finally got Lisa, which I'm hoping gives us just as much information because I feel like there's a lot of mystery and intrigue surrounding her, especially the fact that she is a well-known sorceress. No one really knows much about her origins. I love that her eyes are green. I just realized that. I think it's like a complimentary color for her, but I just realized she's all purple, but her eyes. I actually really like her eye color. All right, so we got Lisa, birthday June 9th, aka 69, affiliated with the Knights of Favonius with an electrovision and the constellation Tempus Fugit, a languid but knowledgeable librarian of the Knights of Favonius, deemed by Sumeru Academia to be the most distinguished graduate in the past 2 centuries. Holy shit, so she went to the freaking Academia of Sumeru? That's pog. That's like galaxy brain right there. Holy shit. Character detail. The librarian of the Knights of Favonius. In addition to her elegance and charm, Lisa is also highly educated, actually 500 IQ. She is said to have been the most talented sorceress to study at the Sumeru Academia in the last 200 centuries, which makes you wonder who was it prior, because we know that Klee's race, which is Alice's race, live a very long time, and Rheindotir is probably like a product of alchemy, and it's probably existed even longer, and we also don't know how old Mona's master is, but she always says she's an old hag. So if she's the most recent in the last 200 years, I assume those other 3 are probably older than 200 years. That's my guess. It is known that Lisa chose to return to Mondstadt after 2 years of advanced study in Sumeru, but the reason for her decision is not. Huh. So she went to Sumeru for 2 years and came back? Interesting. Character story 1. Lisa is tasked with managing and maintaining the vast collection of books in the Knights of Favonius library, as well as ensuring that the potions are always fully stocked. The only time that the citizens of Mondstadt see Lisa is when lending or returning library books. In both scenarios, they tend to encounter Lisa sitting by the counter with a languid cat, yawning as she signs books in and out. At times, her behavior causes people to doubt whether she really is up to the task of being librarian for the illustrious Knights of Favonius. Nevertheless, it appears that she performs every task flawlessly as her work constantly stands up to scrutiny. AKA, put respect on her name, all right? She's a freaking sorceress, for Christ's sake. Character story 2. The fact that Cyrus of the... Wait, Cyrus? Wait, there's 2 Cyruses? Cyri? The fact that Cyrus of the Sumeru Academia frequently refers to Lisa as their best student in 200 years is all that needs to be said about Lisa's accomplishments in her studies. So I guess we have another Cyrus. Cyrus is also the name of the branch master for the Adventurers Guild in Mondstadt. From outlandish forbidden knowledge to the handling of elementally infused flora to the more efficient methods of distilling wine, where there is a body of knowledge, the chances are that Lisa is acquainted with it. This, paired with her ability to explain things clearly and concisely, makes Lisa the sensible person to approach the young knights and alchemists with burning questions. That is, provided they go and see her at an acceptable hour. To visit during unacceptable hours, such as in the morning when Lisa is sleeping, or in the afternoon when she is enjoying her tea, can spell disaster for unsuspecting visitors. Character story 3. When people meet Lisa for the first time, they often find themselves overawed by the famous alumnus of Sumeru Academia. However, though her attitude to life may appear at first to be one of ruthless efficiency, it is the fact better understood in the product of an incorrigibly lazy nature, which drives her to avoid troublesome issues at all costs. By negotiating with Kaya, she offloads the job of restocking and dispensing medications to Huffman and Swan, and have Flora start sending Donna over to deliver herbs on a regular basis. The only task that Lisa handles personally is the categorization and management of books and other documents. This is the only one where Lisa feels more comfortable handling the work herself rather than delegating it. She's like, I'm so galaxy brain, I'm just gonna have everyone do the peon work, and the shit that actually means a lot and matters the most, I'll take care of that. So work smarter, not harder. Character story 4. When Lisa first found the Knights of Favonius, the Grand Master sought to appoint her as captain of the 8th Company. This was much to the consternation of the company's field officer, Nymph, who resented the idea of an academic coming in at such a high-ranking position. Is there a reason why their name is Nymph in regards to Lisa of all characters? At Kaya's suggestion, a practice combat session was arranged in which Lisa and Nymph would both display their magical proficiency. 2 minutes into the session, Lisa gracefully declined the captaincy on the grounds that Nymph manifestly possessed the requisite ability to fulfill the role. For a whole year following, the Grandmaster received a constant stream of referral letters from Nymph in relation to the captaincy, and the only person ever named in them was Lisa Mincy. Whoa, we got a last name? Lisa Mincy. Yo, Pog. I don't know why that's exciting. It just is, because like if that name ever comes up again, it'll be relevant. Eventually, the Grandmaster began turning over the referral letters to Lisa Lisa directly, but every time Lisa would come up with an excuse to decline the offer. Undoubtedly, the 8th company would have been far stronger under her lead, but she deemed that such a level of power was not only superfluous to requirements, but it would be risky for her in the ways that most people could not appreciate. To be clear, Lisa was quite confident that she could handle any situation she came against. However, additional dangers meant additional workload, and this is something she would never be able to accept. I already knew that. I was like, it's not that she can't do the job, it's that the job would require more work out of her, and why do that when you can just be a librarian? And she's a fucking sorceress of all things. Like, I guarantee you she could just go in the field and wipe any opposition clear. Character story 5. Having personally witnessed raving mad scholars in the forests of Sumeru, holy shit, and powerful sages sitting underutilized on advisory councils, Lisa realized what uninhabited irradiation can really do to a person. It seems such a high price to pay. How much can one have to sacrifice to attain the profoundest knowledge of all? Put off by the realization, Lisa decided to leave Sumeru. See, everyone's getting fucking lazy out there. No wonder the freaking Dendro Archon, I think the Dendro Archon was replaced 500 years ago. I don't know if the gods did or the Archons did, but I wonder if they killed off the old dude and replaced him with a new guy. Since then, Lisa has always stopped short of taking things too seriously. Before demanding too much miracles from the gods, first consider if you're willing to pay the price they ask. These words she had spoken to just 3 people since arriving in Mondstadt. In each case, it was because she knew it was what they needed to hear. Interesting. Special heating cauldron. The special heating cauldron is a purpose-built cauldron made to a design that no one in Mondstadt could understand. It features time delay heating, semi-automated ingredient insertion, and temperature regulation functions. Lisa spent an enormous budget and commandeered the alchemy workshop for 2 whole weeks in order to build this extraordinary piece of equipment. She boasts that the cauldron is capable of completing any precision heating task to perfection and a maximum of just 2 pulls of the lever, but her most common application is that it brews tea and keeps it at an optimal temperature while she is managing her books. After all, a relaxing afternoon tea session is by far the most important part of Lisa's day. I should have realized. I should have seen where this was going, dude. Something to make her life easier with her tea time. All right, here we go. Vision. A vision is the sign from the gods, a sign that you are one of those whom they have chosen to change the world. Or maybe it's just one of the many hoops that one has to jump through on the path of unearthing the secrets of magecraft. After all, understanding the element is essential to the study of magic, and practical experience is far more useful means of acquiring this understanding than trying to assimilate the knowledge contained in a dusty old book. I suppose I shall need a vision then. And just like that, as that thought popped into her head, the vision popped into her hand? Are you kidding me? With the aid of her vision, Lisa acquired the knowledge that she sought, but she also sensed the deep secrets hidden in the shadows of that knowledge. For whatever reason, the gods gave humans the keys to change everything, but they did not explain the cost involved. That's another thing too. All these people are getting visions, but you don't know what the cost is to using it or what the payoff is going to be, other than like, yeah, it makes your life easier. But yeah, she's like, I want a vision. Ball was like, okay, queen, here you go. Oh shit, that's freaking based. Lisa grew fearful of the truth. The vision that hung from her neck became to her a bottomless pit filled with sweet delights, lingering in the back of her mind. So from time to time, when somebody whom she finds interesting comes along, Lisa will pass on to them her understanding of all kinds of matters. Perhaps she was secretly hoping that by doing this, one day someone will come along with the ability to understand the ultimate truth behind visions. That was actually pretty interesting. It didn't say anything about like her as a mage or as a witch knowing other mages or witches or whatever, like the ones I've been speculating on, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does know them.
Hi, darling. Are you going to be Lisa's little helper? What? Me? A grand mage? That was a long time ago. I'm just a humble librarian now. Don't worry, darling. I'll take very good care of you. So...
Oh shit. I might be in trouble, chat.
It's nearly time for afternoon tea. Why not keep me company for a while? There'll be plenty of time for work later. Today's no good for going out. Did I say that yesterday as well?
Damn.
Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window. When I practice my spells in weather like this, I can do half the work for double the impact.
Genshin impact.
I'm just teasing. Such a calming breeze. Perfect for taking a nap, don't you think?
Oh, true.
Good morning, Jean.
Oh.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, dear.
Why is she thinking about Jean when she's waking up? I don't know, dude. Pretty sus. You ship it? Yeah.
It must almost be time for a nap. You're still up?
Oh my gosh, this girl just like sleeps all day. My God. You know, I don't mind it. A lazy girl's good every once in a while.
I can see how hard you've been working today. Let me think of a way to reward you. I'm not lazy. I just know to save my energy for when I need it most.
I actually believe that. She's like, hey, everyone else do my work for me until my energy's actually needed.
I can be your teacher, your master, or your friend. Or all three if you want.
Okay, it's all good, chat. It's okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We got this. We got this, okay? We have to remain vigilant.
Let me show you a thing or two, lest we let your efforts go to waste.
MiHoYo knows what the fuck they're doing. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, one last thing. A kiss on the forehead from master to follower. Now you're my star pupil.
Is this how it's gonna be? Is it hot in here? Is it just me? Is it hot in here? Is it just Lisa?
Visions? They're a necessary device in controlling the elements, with you being the sole exception, of course. As for why that is, perhaps we can find the time to experiment a little.
You have a way with words, Lisa. That's all I'm saying.
Feel free to use the alchemists upstairs from the library whenever you want. But make sure you knock first. We wouldn't want you seeing anything you're not supposed to now, would we?
Oh, Lisa.
Calla lilies are a medicinal flower with antidotal properties. With them in hand, there's no need to worry about the side effects of any potions. Jean is a gifted and dedicated leader. Seeing how hard she works makes even me want to help her out.
Oh yeah, 'cause I mean, she's a workaholic, that one.
Amber was just a young girl when she joined the Knights, and in the blink of an eye, she's turned into such a strong young lady. I'm curious to see what she'll be like a few years from now.
I want an epilogue once the game is done of all the characters a few years down the line. I'd really like that.
Have you heard Barbara sing before? Her angelic voice contains a magical healing energy.
Ooh.
A different kind of magical energy from the one in my potions, of course. I wonder which one you prefer.
We'll talk about that later.
You want to know about D-Luke? In that case, I know someone else you should talk to.
Oh? Is that supposed to be like a Kaya thing?
Come on, Razor. That's it. Good boy. Let's do some combat practice. I found you the perfect partner. Hey, come back!
She called Razor good boy. That's funny. Like, she literally treats him like a fucking dog.
Last time little Clee wanted to use my workshop for her experiments, I had to say no, and she was angry at me for the rest of the day. What happened the next day, you ask? She went off happily to play outside, of course.
I love Klee. So glad they gave us the Midsummer Island adventure for her, because, like, I missed her so much prior to that.
Asked Mona. She seems to be an excellent mage, but I'm not a part of their Hexen Circle. The idea of Erminsel exploration and formal tea parties just leaves me cold.
Oh, she's not a part of their, like, witch circle? Oh, okay. She mentioned the Hexen Circle. Alice is part of the Hexen Circle. Mona apparently is with her master. Yo! Hexen Circle. So 6? Hexa means 6. So I wonder if there's 6 witches then. Yeah, Hex is also like witchcraft, curses for witches.
Albedo is quite the alchemist. Just say the word and he'll come up with a good solution. He's easy on the eyes, too. Just like you. Fischl. Yes, she's always in the library looking to borrow fantasy novels. She always returns her books 3 days early and looks after them very well.
Hey.
She's a good kid.
Fischl's out here, like, creating new worlds for herself.
Every time I ask Noelle to dust off the bookshelves, I'm always left with the sense that the more exhausted I make her, the happier she becomes. Yes, who knows what's going on with her?
Yeah, Noelle's another one.
Try not to bother Sucrose if you're at a loose end. You'll only startle the poor girl. She's gifted at interacting with all sorts of exotic creatures, just hopeless when it comes to humans.
I love Sucrose. She's so sweet.
So, which element would you like to learn about today? My past?
Ooh.
So, you want to get to know me a little better, huh? That's a story for another day. But I'm touched that you asked.
Whatever.
When I taught Razor how to utilize elemental energy, I never expected him to master the technique so quickly. Come to think of it, you're talented too. Maybe I could teach you a few tricks.
All right, they're not even like trying to hide it anymore, dude.
What's that? You want to learn some Sumeru Academia magic? I'm afraid it might be a bit too much for you to handle right now. Though I suppose it can't hurt to teach you some of the basics. Here, start by reading the beginner's guide. It's only 800 pages or so.
Fuck reading. I say that, but I've been reading these for like God knows how long. I've been reading for like 6.5 hours, but I mean like boring shit like that? No, thank you.
A vision may seem like a great tool, but one day, the power one accumulates always finds a way to turn back on you. Should such a day come for me, so long as you're around.
Aw.
Never mind.
Damn, she's like, I don't care what happens to me as long as you're there.
Would you like to try one of my magic potions? There's no knowing what it will do to you until you try it, though. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh boy.
The interrogation room upstairs has sat there unused for 2 years now.
Ooh.
It would be a much more lively place if Hertha would agree to let me use it as my private workshop. She's such a spoilsport.
Yeah, Hertha is the knight that you talk to in Mondstadt. I believe the one that lets you do the city reputation, so the bounties and the requests.
I like making my own vegetable soup. I put a big bunch of vegetables into a cauldron and stir it with a long spoon. What does it taste like? Here, why don't you try it for yourself? Open wide.
It's too much imagery, ladies and gentlemen.
I suffer from extreme pumpkin phobia. The fall harvest is a difficult time of year for me, as you can imagine. I wonder if it would be worth the trouble to make all the pumpkins in the world disappear.
Damn, she's one of the few girls that I know that does not like pumpkin. It's weird too, because didn't Mihoyo do like an official Halloween artwork with Lisa in it?
Surely you don't want me working overtime. That would be no good.
So unfortunately, Lisa, I don't even have her ascended period. I don't have enough of the Electro Ascension materials, but I mean, that was interesting to learn a little bit more about Lisa. She's literally like galaxy brain. She did studies in the Sumeru Academia, which is the next region that we're going to be getting next year, which I'm super stoked for. I mean, Inazuma just came out now, but next year is Sumeru. It's the Dendro region. It's the Sumeru Academia. It's the Mayor Javari. We might get some inklings of information regarding Lisa or any characters that have been there, especially like Stanley, I should say. Yeah, that's very interesting. Obviously, she has interactions with Razor. I didn't realize she taught him how to harness his elemental energy, most likely after he unlocked his vision. And that makes sense because she was the purple teacher that he was referring to back then. Overall, it was great. Thought she would be more affiliated with like the Hexen Circle. I mean, nonetheless, she's still a formidable sorceress, if you will. We got her last name too, so if that last name ever comes up, we'll be able to cross-reference that in the future. So yeah, really great to finally learn Lisa, and we have one character left so far.